After 15 months and 23 tours, we're finally back for another adventure at the Milwaukee County Zoo. Last time I showed off the zoo's centerpiece, an oval cluster of habitats featuring species from 3 continents, many of them in unique predator-prey setups. Today, we're tackling all 3 of the zoo's primate-centric attractions: Primates of the world, Apes of Africa, and the nearby Macaque Island. Altogether, we'll come across 11 species of primates of all varieties in exhibits that showcase the very historical feel still present here at the Milwaukee Zoo. So, let's get to it. Right inside the entrance and past the zoo's Humboldt penguins, who themselves will be receiving an upgraded home in the near future, is a lengthy boardwalk that leads to our first destination, Apes of Africa. The Stearns Family Apes of Africa opened in 1992 at a cost of $10.7 million. It was designed to mimic the West African rainforest these apes call home. Even once you walk inside, you're not in the Apes of Africa yet, but rather the Peck Welcome Center, an event space available for rent, which shares the building with the apes. So continuing to the left is your first chance to meet these most intelligent primates. Of course, it was closed when I visited, but normally this deck offers a view of the unique outdoor space for the zoo's extensive troupe of bonobos, 500 feet of elevated passageways, which were added in 2011. Back inside, the building's theming starts to live up to its claim, as the foliage obscures the first set of viewing windows into the indoor habitat for the zoo's western lowland gorilla. What? Off exhibit? That wasn't in the script. Well, on my visit they were, but if you visit, look for the zoo's newly formed family troupe composed of females Dottie and Nadami, who came from the Columbus Zoo in 2021 and were just recently joined by a new silverback, 20-year-old Azizi from Chicago's Lincoln Park Zoo. Flipping sides of the hallway is the viewing window for the gorilla's outdoor yard, where I did see a gorilla on my 2022 visit, most likely one of the zoo's older bachelors, half-brothers Maji and Hadari, who you can still find at the zoo as well. The theming continues to spill into the visitor space with floor-to-ceiling simulated trees. In the midst of them are several glass windows that offer multiple viewing opportunities for the bonobos' indoor space. Although you won't likely see all of the bonobos at once, Milwaukee is home to the largest captive population in North America, with 19 individuals as of 2021. Milwaukee's youngest bonobo is soon to be 8-year-old Quasi, who has been through quite a lot in his first 7 years of life. When Quasi was 5, keepers noticed the young bonobo exhibiting some abnormal behaviors, leading to the discovery of 2 abscesses in his brain. Thanks to 2 first-of-their-kind surgeries, Quasi was reunited with his mother Claudine, grandmother Laura, and the rest of their troupe, and back to his usual acrobatics in short order. Opposite the last view of the bonobos is a connecting hallway that brings you from the Apes of Africa into the world of primates. Originally called the Monkey House, this was the first animal building at the zoo, completed for the zoo's opening in 1961. It was renovated and rebranded as the World of Primates in the mid-90s, and, to my knowledge, has mostly remained the same since then. On my 2022 visit, the building's first habitat was darkened following the passing of the zoo's last mandrill earlier that year, but soon after it lit up again with the arrival of Polly and Hugo, a breeding pair of Brazza's monkeys. The following summer, the pair welcomed baby Harry, who was born on exhibit while the zoo was open. His name is a Swahili word meaning happiness or good luck. The next exhibit is the most well-furnished in the building, and according to my research, now holds golden lion tamarins. But in 2022, I saw the critically endangered cotton-top tamarin, alongside the Goeldi's marmoset, 2 species that were at the time, and may still also be on display in the zoo's small mammal building. Also called Goeldi's monkeys or calamicos, these small South American primates are known for their incredible leaping abilities, able to leap 13 feet horizontally through the air without losing any height. When food is more scarce during the dry season, they are one of the few primates to turn to mushrooms as a primary food source. Goeldi's marmosets are social but generally live in smaller groups compared to many other primates, with usually around 6 members in a group. They communicate with as many as 40 different vocalizations, along with facial expressions and scent markings. Changing Sides of the Hallway is a temple-themed habitat home to an elderly pair of black-handed spider monkeys, male Hugh and his newly arrived female companion Topaz, who is actually an old friend since the pair previously lived together at the Audubon Zoo. Black-handed or Jeffroy's spider monkeys are primarily native to Central America as well as southeastern parts of Mexico. Like many rainforest primates, they are endangered mostly due to habitat loss, and populations are struggling to rebound in part due to the species' slower reproductive turnover. Black-handed spider monkeys are primarily frugivorous, with keen color vision that helps them pick out the best fruits. Their prehensile tails are longer than their bodies, which helps with balance and other aerial acrobatics. The next 3 indoor habitats all belong to the same species, the orangutan. Milwaukee's orangutans, 42-year-old Tommy and 41-year-old Alexandria, are hybrid orangutans, meaning they have both Bornean and Sumatran genes, which isn't actually that surprising considering their births predate orangutans being split into subspecies by more than a decade. Tommy was born here in Milwaukee back in 1982, while Alex came to Milwaukee from Cincinnati to be a new companion for Tommy in 2019. Nearby their exhibits, you can test your strength against an orangutan's or watch an educational video about orangutan conservation. Past that was a more dimly lit habitat for the red ruffed lemur. Due to their habit of sprawling out to sunbathe, native people considered these lemurs to be sacred worshippers of the sun, which actually worked out well for the lemurs since it stopped them from being hunted for centuries. Unfortunately, things aren't going as well for the red ruffed lemur these days, as, like many other lemurs, they are now critically endangered. On my visit, the final 2 residents of the World of Primates building were hanging out outside, where they can be seen just outside the building's exit in adjacent caged habitats. The first holds the black and white Colobus, a common zoo primate, while the second, taller habitat is the summer home for one of the zoo's loudest residents, the Siamang, whose booming calls can be heard from up to 2 miles away. Circling around the World of Primates building, there's 2 more exhibits. First is the outdoor accommodations for the zoo's orangutans, which is where I found Alex hanging out on this particular day. And down further is the outdoor home for the black-handed spider monkeys. One 2007 study found spider monkeys to be the 3rd most intelligent non-human primate, ranking only behind orangutans and chimpanzees. That concludes the World of Primates exhibits, but we still have one more stop. Nearby is the Macaque Island, home to a troop of Japanese macaques. In 2022, I had the opportunity to see youngsters Emmy, Sora, and Tamaru, who were all born within a month of each other earlier that same year. Japanese macaques are the most northern non-human primates, giving them their alternate name of snow monkeys. This also means they are well adapted for the Wisconsin climate year-round. Young snow monkeys are known to form and play with snowballs, usually pushing them around until they break apart. The species' famous habit of bathing in hot springs was first observed in 1963. In addition to helping them warm up, more recent studies indicate that bathing in the springs helps the macaques reduce stress levels. Snow monkeys are also known to be excellent swimmers, perhaps due to their island homes on the Japanese islands of Honshu, Kyushu, and Shikoku. These macaques feed on more than 200 species of plants, which they supplement with bark, insects, seeds, and mushrooms. Japanese macaque populations are flourishing, with an estimated 100,000 in their native range. However, these numbers have led to some increased conflict with humans, often with farmers attempting to defend their crops from the raiding monkeys. And that ends today's tour, showing off the still impressive primate collection found at the historically preserved Milwaukee County Zoo. Now, buckle up for a preview of the wild adventure we'll be embarking on to kick off the month of June.